Joshua Balliet took the Glytch Truck Series to school out in Sonoma last week, conquering both left and right hand turns. Tonight, though, we get back to what we're used to here with oval racing and these ovals that make up a majority of the Speed Racing Network schedule. I am Emerson Ard, and my colleague Dylan Godinez is alongside myself in the virtual booth this evening. We're excited to be bringing you live coverage from the virtual Kansas Speedway here on VIRacing.com motorsport simulations platform. Dylan, we've got a preview of what these trucks can do a mile and a half already. 2 weeks ago, these bad boys were at Las Vegas. It was a very entertaining race, and another one is sure to ensue tonight here at Kansas.
Hey, yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to see what these guys got. Vegas was an interesting show. The setup was very tight last time, but, you know, we'll see what's in store for these guys tonight.
And to the viewers at home who don't know, Dylan Godinez, if you weren't watching last night, he is a part of the Fiverr Truck Series that runs on Tuesday. So Dylan already has a first-hand experience at what's going to be taking place in this truck race tonight here with these trucks. Dylan, why don't you walk us through your race? I know it was a little chaotic yesterday, and some strategy really came to play there towards the end of your race. But what was the racing like, and what was the hardest part of what you had to get used to when it came to racing last night?
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult track. It's definitely a driver's track. You're going to need to get into a rhythm, but what you're going to see early on, a bunch of people are going to struggle with these restarts, getting bunched up and getting everything in order through the tri-oval. Now, these trucks, if they're set up the same as the one last night, you're going to have to take care of that right front tire. Through this corner, you're going to want to throttle up, and you're going to be way tight later on. So, you know, definitely a lot of tire management tonight.
Absolutely. And well, here we are, Dylan. We have now made it trackside here at Kansas. Qualifying is underway for these guys here tonight, and it's Bobby Anderson currently setting the pace at a 30.65. 4 minutes left on the clock. 19 drivers have set time so far here at Kansas, and we now watch and await to see what what drivers will be setting next. Drivers that have waited to see if the track is going to fall into their favor. Right now we're looking at Connor Cunningham in the number 28 machine, and Connor will go 7th quickest as a result of his lap. We'll catch up with Reese Schaefer here in the number 17. This driver finished very well tonight, I believe in the top 5, so Schaefer trying to pick up upon where he replaced last week to continue some positive momentum in the points. And here at Kansas qualifying, Dylan, it's wide open. It's essentially the same as a plate track with a little more emphasis on trying to keep the truck under control. You see drivers utilizing that high lane just as you would at a Daytona or Talladega on that initial first lap and even that first timed lap to get up to speed, and really setting it to the bottom of the racetrack on that second lap. So Jensic has gone 3rd quickest. Reese Schaefer in the 17 machine will put it 3rd quickest as well. How about we catch out with Albert Hewins? He just crossed the stripe. He'll go 19th quickest. Mark Morton, our points leader after week 1 at Daytona in the 8 machine. Looking to see where he'll place the Jags number 8 Chevrolet Silverado. Very nice, very stable there on the bottom side of turns 3 and 4. He'll come off the banking, cross onto that flat apron, the shorter way around. Second time lap there for the 8 machine of Mark Morton will put him 21st. How about Ryan Johnson? This is the driver I'm excited to see where he'll place his number 38 machine as he comes off of turn number 4 down to the flat of the racetrack. Ryan Johnson crosses the line, and that 38 will go 26th after 1 lap. We're right on board with the 38. And to the stripe, Ryan Johnson will place the 38th third quickest. And that means all 26 drivers have taken time tonight. Bobby Anderson currently top of the charts out of that JBR Racing stable at a 30.65. Looks to be sat in prime position for tonight's race. While we've got a few moments, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our updated team graphic video so you can kind of get a look at who is where when it comes to the Glytch Truck Series. It's time to meet the teams. How about 777 Motorsports? Jay McDonald, Kyle Westwood. Jay, of course, a veteran of the series, brings a lot of experience to that team. Aeons Motorsports, Gabriel Ellison, Sean Jensen, Cole Martin, Brad Herman, Michael York. This is a stacked team looking to bring some great results here. Flaming Karma has done very well to start the season. Kyle Vincent Gilbert brought the heat at Las Vegas. Can he do it tonight? Gear Up Motorsports, Timothy Latham leading that chart. He's got Doc Holliday, Jordan Sailors, Lane Doyle, Mike Tipton to show round there at Gear Up. Jonathan Byer Racing is Justin Michael, Dean Brummett, the two-time winner on the season. And Bobby Anderson in that 66 machine out on pole for tonight. How about Pilot? Ryan Johnson, Lane Hostler, Brian McAvoy, Michael Politis. Those four drivers got a lot of experience and a lot of pace here tonight. Tank Racing, Balliet was the one who got it done at Sonoma. Reese Schaefer up in 4th position now. And some of our independent and part-time drivers on the season like Branson McCannon, Brad Pullman, and Josh Mueller. That is a look at our teams here in the Glytch Truck Series. And just perfect timing here. It is time to go through our starting lineup. Dylan, let's go ahead and walk through our starting order. And how about it? It's Bobby Anderson out of Jonathan Byer Racing starting on the pole position here tonight in that number 66 machine. Starting in second will be the 48 there of Kyle Westwood out of 777 Motorsports. How about third position, Ryan Johnson out of Pilot, and 4th place, Reese Schaefer out of Tank Racing. 5th, it'll be Sean Jensick out of Aeons Motorsports. Austin Purnell will start 6th. Row 4, it'll be Joshua Balliet, 7 for car 7, and Brian McAvoy starts 8th in the 79 machine. Gabriel Ellison and Kyle Vincent Gilbert rounds out the top 10. Dylan, why don't you walk us through our next 10? Starting 11th will be Connor Cunningham out of Tank Racing. Brad Herman will start 12th. Devin Zimmerman in 13th at 33 machine. Bradley Brandon starts in 14th. Lane Hostler 15th. Jordan Sailor 16th. Logan Truitt will start 17th. And Michael Politis will start in 18th. Branson McCannon and Albie Hewins will start in 20th, rounding out the top 20. And to round out the back of the grid, Tyler Markle, Mark Morton, Doc Holliday, Craig Schroeder, Gerard Poole, and Byron McDonald is our 26th driver grid for tonight's race. Well, that rounds out our starting lineup for tonight's race. It's time to get down trackside and get ready to get into this racing action tonight. There's your field of 26 trucks lined up double wide 13 times behind the iRacing.com safety vehicle. Dylan, on this pace lap, what's going through your mind? What are you preparing to do as you get yourself into the mindset of getting ready to complete a very chaotic race this can be here at Kansas?
I'm just trying to get myself situated, and I'm trying to figure out where everybody else is around me. Just want to get through these first 2 corners, nice and clean, get an established run down the back straightaway and, make it through incident-free.
Absolutely. Incident-free is going to be the key tonight. We saw that affect a lot of drivers last night. And, well, some unfortunately got involved in some incidents, but they were able to make out pretty well with some of the strategy calls of last night. Now tonight we're hoping that tonight's race will be more based on some racing action tonight, but of course racing, anything can happen. And so the field of 26 Speed Racing Network Glytch Truck Series vehicles round the banking of turns 3 and 4. The iRacing.com safety vehicle will find its safety in the pit lane. The field now in the hands of the 66 Bobby Anderson, and we are racing from Kansas. A clean first lap for the field. It's Bobby Anderson, the one out in front after one complete lap. Ryan Johnson, Kyle Westwood, the top three of the field, all packed up behind one another. Bobby Anderson using all of the racetrack and able to do so early. Now we find our way a little further back here. This is where it's starting to get a little intriguing here. Two tank racing drivers, Balliet and Schaefer, going at it for that 5th position. And it really gets tight now with McAvoy, Ellison, and here comes Kyle Vincent Gilbert. Again, Kyle Gilbert was one of the names I recall having a great run in the first half of the race there at Las Vegas, looking to do the same now in that 58 machine. What these drivers have to keep in mind tonight, Dylan, is that we have a stage caution pending at lap number 25 for these guys, and we almost had some contact, almost had an accident happen very off of turn number 2.
You can see everybody taking advantage of that fresh grip. They're going to stay down at the bottom for only a few laps, but you can see a bunch of guys moving up already to make those moves.
Absolutely. There's pros and cons to running both lanes here at Kansas. Of course, the high side, that's where you find the speed, but that's the longer way around. You may wear out the outside of your tires a little bit more. That inside lane, though, does affect the truck a little differently. It's the shortest way around. If you can get it to stick, it feels pretty nice. The truck tends to cater towards the bottom lane a little bit more as well, but you burn up the inside of the tire. And it's a different mindset. Here we got a battle for the lead. Kyle Westwood aggressive. He got past Johnson. Now looks at the outside of Bobby Anderson. He gets to the quarter panel. Now side by side, it's heads up for the race lead.
Pushing down the back straightaway.
Johnson getting to the tailgate of Bobby Anderson as Kyle Westwood around the outside. He's got the momentum on his side. And to the lead after 5 complete from Kansas is Kyle Westwood. Anderson fights back, but that inside lane already seems to be no match for the speed and the momentum you can get off that outside lane. You see everyone behind kind of lining up on that outside lane, and it's Bobby Anderson, the lone one out without a seat in line, well, we got a battle here now with Ryan Johnson now peeking to the outside of the 48. The second you let your guard down, somebody looking to get to your outside, and that's the way to do it here at Kansas. Westwood drives it deep into the corner. Johnson trying to get the run off of 2. He'll get to the tailgate of the 48. Schaefer in the 17 trying to use that bottom lane. Go for it, Dylan.
That 38 is very strong. You don't see many moves like that. I'm curious to see how he handles when he gets some wear in the tires.
Well, he grabs the lead there across the stripe. Can he clear the 48 into 1? He rides that middle lane. He clears up in front of the 48. But here comes the 17. Where did he come from? Reese Schaefer wants a piece of the action. He takes Sean Jensick with him side by side for the race lead. Schaefer trying to make something happen in that 17. Johnson at the stripe, but Schaefer doesn't back down. Schaefer clears up in front of the 38.
Ooh, got him loose.
Oh yeah, he did. Westwood fights back on Jensick. Balliet, last week's winner, in the top 5, trying to move forward. Now Balliet trying to take it in between Jensick and Westwood. Is that 3 wide for 3rd? Yes, it is. And Balliet trying to emerge victorious in that battle. And he does. He'll clear both of them right through the middle.
Our move right there. That's exactly what you want to see.
Last week's winner looking to go back-to-back. One for Rhodey, and this one at 1.5 miles if Balliet is able to do so. Pole sitter Bobby Anderson has fallen back to the 6th position. Everybody back here still packed up and going strong. 10 complete.
Very clean so far. Everybody's keeping it straight.
As somebody who used to run on the sim a lot, I can't help but wince. As somebody did catch the wall there. Looks like maybe the 85 of Brad Herman in trouble. He'll keep the truck straight, but will lose a lot of momentum and may potentially lose that lead draft.
Gonna start to look like Darlington here, where everybody's gonna run that top, but the problem is you're gonna get an accordion effect a lot of the time if somebody misses a mark.
Yeah, absolutely. If everyone running on that top side, if somebody hits the wall in front of you, 4 or 5 trucks up the lane, up the road, what are you able to do? Are you able to turn the truck down to the bottom fast enough? Is really going to be your only option. You got to hope that the person in front of you doesn't go to the exact same lane you're going at. Schaefer and Johnson now nose to tail, starting to pull away from Balliet and the rest of the field. The top 5 have strung out a little bit. And here we go. It's Purnell now on Kyle Vincent Gilbert. Around the outside, Purnell takes 9th. And very quickly here, Dylan, we went from pack racing to the entire field now gravitates towards that high lane. The tires may have heated up, and drivers now at varying grip levels and wear levels on their tires. And Purnell is in the fence.
Everybody's gonna try to miss him here.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you've got everybody in conservation mode now. Everybody just wants to make it to the end of the stage. They're trying to save their stuff. But you're going to see once we get right down to 2 to go in the stage, everybody's going to be all over the place.
Absolutely. That's got to be a big part of it, is the stage break coming up. Oh, another truck in the fence. Looks like that was the 11 of Branson McCannon. So far, clean. Most of the field able to avoid the slight mistakes. Lane Hostler dropping back. He had a great battle with Reese Schaefer last week at Kansas. Or I'm sorry, at Sonoma. He's 3 wide, maybe 4 wide for this position. 3 wide, tightening up there with the 35 to his outside and the 31 down low. That's Bradley Brandon. And the 31 normally is Dean Brummett. I don't believe that is Brummett there, though. So Brandon clears, and I think it's Truitt in that 31 machine. Herman from the top to the bottom drops down to the inside, trying to keep the nose down to the inside of the 35. And Herman painting that white line beautifully. He'll get the overtake complete. He'll clear in front of the 35. The top 3 now, still separated by 4.5 tenths. 8 laps to go in the stage. Looking back here, this is Gabriel Ellison on the aggressive attack on the 66 of Anderson. Ellison from the bottom to the top, and a slide job complete by the 27 of Ellison. Anderson not done, fights back. On board with Bobby Anderson, you can see just how hard he's fighting the right front tire. There's Ellison blowing pie on the outside. And now Anderson has company. Brian McAvoy looks outside. There's McAvoy staying on the banking. Anderson merges back in line behind the 79. Trying to hang on to some stage points now. We're really battling back here. Morton and Markle for 16th. It's Purnell and Politis. Sorry, Purnell and Albert Hewins. And now Westwood and Jensick going at it. Westwood in 4th in that 48 machine, Jensick in 5th. Trying to chase down the 3 in front. Consists of Schaefer, Ryan Johnson, and Joshua Balliet. 2 tank drivers and a pilot driver, if I'm not mistaken, the affiliation there for Ryan Johnson. Is there a chance that Johnson can make this overtake happen with 3 laps to go? Has there been anything conserved in the 38 camp that will allow him to go on the aggressive attack to close out the stage?
He's going to wait till the last minute to do that. He's saved his tires this whole stage. He's ready to go if he's got anything left.
More action still back here. Markle around, Morton back ahead of him. Hostler and Byron McDonald going at this for 18th. All of these drivers just trying to set themselves up nicely for the stage break. This going on just outside the stage points. Herman around Truitt, now trying to get to the outside of McCannon. And in stage points, Jensick under attack from Ellison. And we'll shift our eyes to the stage battle, the battle for the stage victory. Schaefer has now opened up 3/10 with 1 lap to go in stage number 1. And now Reese Schaefer keeps it over a 1/4 of a second. Johnson not gonna be aggressive, or not aggressive enough to get to the 17 machine. Schaefer now in a 3 and 4 for the final time in the stage. Is just gonna scoot away, and Reese Schaefer is going to win stage 1 here at Kansas as Ryan Johnson 2nd, Joshua Balliet 3rd, Kyle Westwood, Sean Jensen, Gabriel Ellison, Brian McAvoy, Bobby Anderson, Kyle Vincent Gilbert, and Devin Zimmerman clips in there for that 10th and final position. 1 point to the 33 machine after that stage. An exciting, a very clean, but very racy first stage of this race. I'm very excited to see what more racing action we can get in tonight's race. It's Reese Schaefer, the driver who got the 10 points in the playoff point to his name to 25 hard laps of racing. So the safety vehicle will pick up Reese Schaefer in the 17 machine, and the pit lane will be open to all 26 vehicles out on the racetrack. Nobody fell a lap down. There was no lucky dog, no free pass under this caution period.
I tell you what, you definitely want to take advantage of this stage, though. You're going to want to pit. You're going to want to get some fresh tires on and set yourself up for a possible long run here. So you should see a lot of takers.
Absolutely. I highly doubt anyone will take anything other than 4 tires and full tank of Sunoco race fuel. Virtual Sunoco race fuel, that is. As the field of 26 all work their way down the pit lane. They come to the attention of their crews, and it's now to watch who wins the race off of pit lane. The entire field has come to a stop there in their pit stalls. Schaefer is down and away. He'll win the race off pit lane. It's Johnson, Balliet, Jensick, Ellison, Westwood, McAvoy, Anderson, Gilbert, and Connor Cunningham. The top 10. Cunningham getting that spot over Zimmerman. in that race off of the pit lane. Now these drivers have completed their pit cycle under this caution period. We'll get the chance to talk to our stage winner, driver of the number 17, Reese Schaefer. We'll bring him on up. Driver of the number 17 out of Tank Racing, Reese Schaefer, had to go to battle to get this one today here, Reese. A fantastic and entertaining stage for you. You gained 3 spots from where you started, fought through the likes of Anderson, Westwood, and then it was Ryan Johnson you had to duel it out with there at the end. Tell us about your first 25, Reese.
Yeah, truck seems pretty good. Man, it's so hard to pass, so I knew if I could try to get to clean air early, I would have a really good chance to win the stage if no caution came out, and got up front there, and was able, Ryan helped me out and kind of pushed me up there, and then the 3 of us, me, him, and Balliet kind of broke away. Kind of worked out pretty nice.
Now you have track position. Obviously, it's going to be the key to prioritize it. How do you plan to hold on to this top spot if it gets aggressive behind you?
Yeah, we're trying to stay bottom early, and then hopefully we'll make it work. It's got a fuel mileage thing coming on here, so I gotta be careful of my fuel. I'm shutting her off during pacing here, so hopefully make enough fuel, and hopefully I see you guys at the end. So.
Well, hopefully, Reese, congratulations on the stage victory here at Kansas. Best of luck to you, driver, on the final 71 laps, and hopefully we'll talk to you on the far side.
Yes, sir, thank you.
That was our stage 1 winner, driver of the number 17, Reese Schaefer. He is now the driver in command of this field as they get ready to do battle once again as the iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety in the pit lane. The field in the hands of the Michigander, Reese Schaefer, and racing once again from Kansas.
Great restart there. You can see how that outside lane got all bunched up. That's going to mess up some runs for a few people.
Another very clean start from the entire Glytch Truck Series field. It's now Jensick over Ryan Johnson. Balliet up 2 spots on that restart. I'm sorry, up 1 spot. Jensick up 1 and Johnson down 2. As a result, the battles now go on further back. Looks like that is Connor Cunningham under attack from Brad Herman. Nearly 3 wide here as McCannon wants a piece of it. The 39, the Sailors down on the apron. Nose to tail out in front. Kyle Vincent Gilbert wants to get to the outside of the 48. 58-48. Doing it out for P6. And sideways is the 48. What a catch from Kyle Westwood. Here comes McAvoy. McAvoy not only gets a 2-for-1 special, he clears out in front of the pack. He now gets to set his eyes forward on the leaders trying to drive away from him, and he escapes the surefire chaos that occurs behind. It is now 2 lanes of trucks lined up nose to tail. It looks just like a pack race here at Daytona for the 7th position.
Now you've got these 7 trucks under a blanket. Somebody's going to try to make a move. As you can see them down there cutting into the tri-oval.
Anderson trying to get clear of the melee. It's Westwood fighting back on the outside. Gilbert and Herman doing it out there behind. And then I believe that is Herman and Zimmerman for that 3rd row of trucks. McCannon, that 4th truck on the inside lane. McAvoy not able to pull away. The truck's up ahead, and now everyone fans out on the front straightaway. Of course, everyone gets that opportunity to do so.
The longer these guys ride down there on the bottom.
A Apologies there for any slight technical difficulties. We are still here from Kansas. It's Westwood holding station in this battle, trying to hold on to 6. It's a hungry pack of trucks behind the 48 of Westwood. Nothing up front is happening. The top 5 still Schaefer from Balliet, Jensic, Johnson, and Ellison, all lined up nose to tail, trying to break away from this. So now Westwood is emerging from the pack of trucks. And now McAvoy trying to stay ahead of Herman. But you can notice now that we're getting to that point of the run. This is about 7-8 laps after the restart. And Dylan, these drivers once again falling into that single file mentality. Everyone kind of, you know, not wanting to wear out their stuff too much here in the early going of the restart. And you heard from Reese Schaefer, we are looking at a potential fuel mileage race once again. We had a fuel mileage race last night that benefited, I believe it was Corey Stahl, to victory last night. And so tonight, these drivers are once again fighting the elements of fuel mileage. We had that happen at Daytona as well. And it'll be intriguing to see then what the mindset is. Here's a battle between McCannon and Zimmerman for 12th.
Yeah, that fuel mileage stress will make you grip the steering wheel a little bit harder. I was short on fuel last night by about a lap, so if anybody is in trouble, you're going to start seeing a lot of backed up entries to the corner. A lot of guys trying to just save their stuff and just get whatever position they can manage.
Absolutely. And well, being a lap short isn't all that crazy. You are able to make that up here. I say you're able to make up even up to about 3, maybe 4 laps of fuel. Anything more than that, or if you're over aggressive early and you find yourself way off cycle by the time you make your pit stop, then you could be in trouble by the time you hit lap 100.
Yeah, you're still going to see some more pit stops, I guarantee it, coming up. But everybody right now is just trying to hold their spot, trying to just log a few laps. You really want to stay out of trouble here, save the truck the best you can.
40 down, 60 to go from Kansas Speedway. The top 5, now top 7, have singled it out and have driven away from the rest of the field. Westwood and Gilbert trying to catch up to the top 5. And now it's Gilbert around the outside of Westwood for 6th. And Kyle Vincent Gilbert will just drive around the outside of the 48. Westwood doesn't go down without a fight, though. Westwood falls in line behind the 58 of Kyle Vincent Gilbert, and what a move from the 58.
You can see now that it's late in the run, that high groove is really the place to be.
Absolutely. Jordan Sailors finds a way past the 66, and Sailors now into the top 10 over Bobby Anderson. And now it's fighting up front. Jensic under attack from Johnson. Ryan Johnson around the outside of the 29. And Ryan Johnson trying to use the momentum of the high line, and he'll clear the 29. The 38 of Johnson up into 3rd. Now, Johnson has the unfortunate duty of trying to get around 2 tank racing trucks if he wants to get to the front of this field. Balliet and Schaefer, the 2 leading the field out of the tank racing stable.
You can already tell after that interview that Schaefer is nice and settled in. He's ready to just log these laps. He's got a good handling truck. He's ready to go.
Absolutely. What Schaefer has that can help him here is he's got a teammate behind him that's not forcing the issue. As you take a look at 2 other teammates of Schaefer right here in Cunningham and Zimmerman, they're doing it out for 13. Also out of the tank racing stable, Cunningham under some attack under some pressure. I believe making his first start in the Glytch Truck Series is the 28 of Connor Cunningham. Devin Zimmerman around the outside of the 33 machine. Zimmerman in dire need of a great run tonight after having engine trouble at Sonoma. Zimmerman clears up the 13th. And now Cunningham under attack from Purnell as Sailors and McCannon duel it out. Anderson got back up to 10th. Sailors now under attack from McCannon in the battle for 11th. Kyle Gilbert under attack from Kyle Westwood.
Yeah, I've been watching Zimmerman. You can see every once in a while when he comes back onto the straightaway, he has to peel that truck back off the wall. That's telling me that he is not getting a good run off the exit. You can see everybody else stacked up behind him. He's got a handful right now.
Absolutely, and he has to go to battle once again with teammate Connor Cunningham. 24 of Byron McDonald into the mix. And Cunningham not able to do so, but looking to clear the 33 of Zimmerman. He's now got Logan Truitt. We had Logan Truitt. Truitt now back to the middle. This, the closest battle on track, going on for the 13th position. It's Zimmerman heading, Byron McDonald, Connor Cunningham, and Logan Truitt. And it's McDonald and Truitt. They have cleared Connor Cunningham. And now Devin has to be checking his mirrors now that he has the 24 of Byron McDonald to look back at. How about this? Gilbert under attack from McAvoy and Herman. And has lost a little touch from Kyle Westwood. So maybe Kyle Vincent Gilbert has used up his stuff early, as it appears. The battle now, McAvoy and Herman.
Yeah, what's hard about everybody being up top like that, you're going to have to pick your moments wisely. You don't want to shoot all the way down to the bottom and screw yourself up, so you're going to have to time these moves accordingly.
Absolutely. We now cross into the halfway point here at Kansas. The only caution today, the stage caution. No caution for incident thus far. 49 to go.
This looks a lot different than the night before. I tell you what, we almost did more caution laps than green laps. Everybody was just riding around and riding around.
Well, everyone here is riding around in a different fashion. Everyone is riding around the top lane at, call it, about 170 miles an hour. Everyone minding their P's and Q's, and unfortunately, and it's no call out of you, Dylan. I just believe that this Glytch Truck Series offers a series to more experienced drivers who've had a little bit more time on the sim, who have who have gathered a fuller understanding of these stock car vehicles on the sim, especially these trucks, and a field that can kind of respect the limits of the truck when it can feel it coming. And I think that is probably the main difference between maybe the Fiverr Truck Series, which by the way, I love the idea of a series that invites newer drivers to the mix to try to understand, to try to grasp that understanding of the trucks. And we have a pitter from the 24, Byron McDonald, halfway for the 24 machine. Looks like he's making it a clear 2-stop.
You might be seeing some fuel strategy now with the stop this early.
Certainly could be. down and away is Byron McDonald at 14.8 in the stall. Reese Schaefer continues to lead here from Kansas over Joshua Balliet, Ryan Johnson, Sean Jensick, and Gabriel Ellison.
Yeah, I agree with what you said earlier about different series and different skill levels. Obviously, a feeder series, you're going to look at it almost like a college football type of atmosphere. Everybody's
Sure,
got something
I
to
like that.
prove. You've got some big moves. You know, as opposed to an NFL team, you've made it. You're higher. You know, you're up there in the mix. And practice always does make perfect. So any hours that you can log on a sim, especially with a setup or a truck that you like at a possible track we're running, you know, it's going to help you in the long run. And you can see just by the driving style, these guys got their stuff together.
Absolutely. This is a series that saw some green flag runs at Las Vegas. Of course, had a pretty clean Sonoma race, all things considered. Nothing too dire. And here at Kansas so far, 55 green. Rode on board with Johnson a little bit as he stalks the rear end of the 7 of Joshua Balliet. Herman and McAvoy still studying the rear end of the 58 as they look for a way up into that 7th position. And a driver to the pit lane, Reese Schaefer and Kyle Westwood to the pit lane. Joshua Balliet takes the lead. And I don't know if the 17 or the 48 can make it to the end here. So the leader is in, and the driver who was running 6th is in as well. Schaefer stops on his mark. So does Westwood. Schaefer down and away at a 15.0. Westwood down and away at a 14.5. And they will rejoin the racing action a lap off the pace. And for the first time tonight, Joshua Balliet leads. Now he's not a stranger to leading laps in the Glytch Truck Series. Dylan, if you missed it, he put on a clinic last week. He led 51 of the 55 laps at Sonoma. Took him to school. I mean, won by like 18 seconds, this guy. And now he's gone to prove that he can do it on an oval as well.
Yeah, it's a very serious thing to think about when a driver really gets in a groove and he's got that speed going. It's really hard to go up there and challenge him. But, you know, don't underestimate those guys that pit. They did probably go a lap down most likely, but it's almost like you're on rookie mode when you get those fresh tires out there.
Oh, I love that analogy. I would certainly agree with that. The fresh tires, they mean so much at a track like Kansas. So, and with these Glytch Truck Series vehicles, they just makes such a huge effect as Brinson McCannon down and away at a 15.6 in the box. Leaving 22 on the lead lap. Tyler Marco, the last truck on the lead lap. Kyle Vincent Gilbert to the pit lane. I'm sorry, maybe he's just having some connection issues. Looks like Kyle Vincent Gilbert down to 22nd and is not in the session. We have lost, at least temporarily it seems,
Ooh.
Kyle Vincent Gilbert, and now we'll look at the 7 of Joshua Balliet. Hitting the pit lane, giving the lead over to Ryan Johnson. Balliet stops on the mark. And it is down and away. Yeah, what's up?
If this is you in this race at this stage with 38 to go, what's going through your head? Are you going to try to push the envelope?
Oh my goodness.
Serious incident right there. That was a close call for the 33.
Looks like Jordan Sailors had an issue entering the pit lane. Try to see what happens here. We'll watch Devin Zimmerman enter the pit lane. He's got Sailors in front of him. Slides is the 39.
Locked him up.
Oh no, and tries to rejoin the flow of traffic on pit lane as oncoming traffic is coming by. and that is frowned upon in racing. That what we would call an unsafe rejoin in road racing. And now most of the field is coming in. But to answer your question, Dylan, I am trying to hit that halfway point of the of this run. I'm trying to make it the 35 laps to go. If I can make it the 35 laps to go, I feel like I've got a chance to make it to the end. Because we had a 70 lap shootout, or a 70 lap run to the checkers. Now Gabriel Ellison and Sean Jensick, 2 leaders, are in. Herman and Cunningham. Politis is in. And it is a busy, busy pit lane.
You can see Schaefer right back up there with those fresh tires. He's making his rounds.
Yes, he is. Schaefer is going to be the leader. It's now by how much is Schaefer going to be the leader? And will he be able to save the fuel that I think he needs to save to make it to the end of this race? And now Schaefer has taken the lead. You have Jensick, Ellison, Cunningham, Herman, Politis on the pit lane. And my goodness, Dylan, it is a 4.5 second lead in the favor of the 17. Can he make it on fuel is now the main question.
I tell you what, if I'm him, I don't want to get that gap too large. I'm just going to be easing off into the corner, just save as much as I can. You don't need that kind of a crazy lead at a place like this. You can go a long ways with a little bit.
Absolutely, but on the other hand, he's got plenty of room to play with in terms of saving fuel. Because if we have a 70 lap run to the end, that means 35 and 35 will get you there. Most of these guys pitted with 36 laps to go. Schaefer, he pitted with like 39 laps to go. So Schaefer's gonna be about 3 short, maybe 5 short.
Yeah, you want to start saving if you're him.
So now the entire outlook of the race has shifted and no longer seems like one of those plate style races. And Balliet has gotten by the 48 of Westwood. Balliet on 4 lap fresher tires, by the way, than Reese Schaefer. So this will be an intriguing one to watch between 2 teammates, 2 tank racing teammates at the front of the field, Dylan. Joshua Balliet has 5 lap fresher tires. He may be a little bit better on fuel mileage, and he's got a 5-second deficit to gain.
He's still got a lot of time to make it happen, though. Do not count him out.
How about this battle? Got Ellison trying to chase down McCannon. Jensick and Byron McDonald in this 4-truck battle for 5th. Make it 3 as McDonald finds himself a little ways off the pace now. Maybe I think McDonald pitted so early to try to get a lap lead as well, but it's Ellison to the inside of the 11. Ellison makes easy work of McCannon, and now Jensick clears the 11 as well. Move Ellison to 5th and Jensick to 6th. Move the 11 down 2. It's a close battle on track. This for the 10th position. Zimmerman currently holds Anderson on the attack. Anderson has 1 lap fresher tires than the 33. Zimmerman holding station. Anderson not too pressed to find a move now round the 33 just yet. Of course, you just got fresh boots on these trucks. You're not trying to waste them just yet. And I do have to confirm we did lose the 58 of Kyle Vincent Gilbert, our first driver to lose multiple laps in this race. Lane Hostler lost a lap as well in that pit cycle. I would imagine a penalty is the reason for Hostler to be so far off the pace. And now Ryan Johnson has been caught. And looks like Kyle Vincent Gilbert has rejoined the server just as I said that. So Gilbert is not out, but he is going to be a long way off the pace.
You want to get as many laps in as you can, though. Every point matters. You never know where you're going to end up in this series.
Absolutely, and we are still here at Kansas. If we get a late race restart, man, they can be chaotic. If you keep yourself in it, you never know what can happen.
There's another caution in this race. I don't necessarily know how much I'd be wanting to come down for fuel, but that set of tires on that late race restart, it's really going to give you the edge.
Absolutely. 100%. Now, one thing to consider, this is a fixed setup series, just like yours, Dylan. And it's a custom setup that is given to everyone, the exact same setup, but it is not the iRacing default. What you have to consider with that is, with less fuel in the rear end of the truck, the rear end is not going to be pressed down to the ground as much. It's going to be handling a lot differently if you do not put fuel in it. So you have to account for the handling differences when you consider fueling or not fueling at the end of a race.
It really all depends on how these drivers were able to adapt on the long run. Some drivers actually prefer that style of driving, myself included, but you're also just going to see, who has a grip on the situation, who's going to let the nerves get to them, who's going to take the risk, who's going to be there at the end.
Absolutely. Well, to confirm, Kyle Gilbert has rejoined the race. He is 11 laps down, but he is here. And that's unfortunate. This driver, he ran very well. Was up in the top 5 most of the day, and he's going to... Well, he will not get a finished representative of that tonight, unfortunately.
One thing I do like about these fixed setup races, all you are seeing on track is the skill of all these drivers, because it's an even playing field. So everything that you're seeing is a result of all the practice that they put in, all the hours. You're seeing it as it is on a skill-based level.
So Jordan Sailors has hit the pit lane, which I would imagine is the second of a 2-stop strategy to close out this race. Dylan, we're focusing on the leader now as Reese Schaefer is sifting his way through lap traffic. Joshua Balliet is only 1 3/4 second away from the 17 machine.
Yeah, I don't know if he's saving fuel too much, but these cars might just be that much off the pace. He's definitely, managing his P's and Q's like you were saying earlier, and, he's taking all of these factors into account as the 7 does approach in the rearview mirror.
By the way, behind the 7, it is a long way back. It is 4 seconds back to Westwood. It looks like at the moment, this might be settled amongst the tank drivers. If they can make it to the checkers is going to be the big if.
Now, do you throw caution to the wind? Do you give your teammate that win? Do you play strategy here?
I don't believe they're going to just lay... I don't think anyone's going to lay over and just let one another win. But I do believe, to a certain extent, if Schaefer feels the fight is just not going to be worth his time, and the leaders are in, so scratch that. We're going to see if they're going to make it to the checkers on a 2-stop, which they should, and we're going to see how this field shakes out. Both tank drivers are in, and that one's got to hurt. I think you got to think about it, right? Schaefer was on the losing side of what looked to be a run to the checkers. He was looking pretty drastic. He was going to get caught and almost assuredly passed by the 7 of Balliet, and him pitting right there, dragging the 7 to pit lane, is a complete reset on that game.
I was surprised that the 7 went with him. There's definitely some conversations going on between the teams right now. Everybody else might be on the same page, but definitely a surprising move late in this run.
I wonder if, I mean, they're in the same Discord, they're teammates. I wonder just, what that conversation was like. Maybe they both agreed, looking at the field situation, to come pit. But what this has now done is this has put Gabriel Ellison and Sean Jensick and Ryan Johnson in the catbird seat with 20 laps to go. Ellison leading for the first time tonight, and now we ask the question, can these guys make it to the end?
If you're these three leaders right now, your mentality has completely changed. Now, do you go on attack? Do you go and you try to push up there for more position? Or, you know, like you said, we don't know their situation. They might also, you know, develop the same strategy and come pit here soon.
In a couple laps here, Dylan, you're going to be one of two options. You're going to be making your bet here if you stay on the next 2 laps, and you're going to have to ride this baby out to the end and hope for a magic yellow cloth to appear from a flag stand to change this race around, or you're going to just run it dry and see where you can come out with maybe just a splash of fuel at the end. So Gabriel Ellison now leads from Sean Jensick and Ryan Johnson, Branson McCannon, and Devin Zimmerman, the top 5. Bobby Anderson, Austin Purnell, Logan Truitt, Brian McAvoy, and Connor Cunningham, the top 10. As Ellison, now he has to sift through lap traffic. He's got Sean Jensick and Ryan Johnson in tow. Ellison in the roasted jet. Oh my gosh, tires. Here comes the 17.
Dusting them. It's insane how much of an advantage those new tires are.
I mean, that was the perfect analogy you made earlier. It's like you're on rookie mode as Tyler Markle hits the pit lane.
His mentality now, he needs to get as many spots as he can. He needs to really cut into this lead that these leaders have and just make up whatever he can possible.
So Gabriel Ellison with the Roasted Gems Coffee Toyota Tundra leads. Sean Jensick in the Sparkle and Shine, number 29 Chevrolet Silverado, and Ryan Johnson sat third. Here comes Branson McCannon in the 11 machine, dueling it out now with lap truck Kyle Vincent Gilbert. And Balliet, oh goodness, he's gonna get a bad draw here for Balliet, trying to sift through the leaders while he's on fresher tires.
Oh, as he gets boxed in, oh, that is so frustrating when that happens.
Absolutely.
You've got all this speed, you've got nowhere to go. It's one of those deals where how clean can you make this?
More drivers pit. Bobby Anderson, Austin Purnell, Logan Truitt. The Bobby Anderson camp has made their way to the pit lane. And just think, Dylan, what if you were in the boat that Balliet was in? It almost looked like a surefire victory for you. All of a sudden, the shoe is on the other foot, and you're now trying to chase down on the same age tires, and you're getting caught up in what seems to be much more denser traffic than the opponent is.
Not let your nerves get the best of you here. You need to keep that focus. You can't be making moves that, you know, will take you out of this race. Like we were saying earlier, every point matters. So, you know, it's better to finish lower than take yourself completely out of the race.
There it is. I guess for Balliet, though, the thing is, he's already locked into the playoffs with the victory last week. So for Balliet and Dean Brummett, they're the only two that points don't necessarily matter to them unless it comes down to seeding.
I wouldn't count him out, though. He's sitting in 14th now. As all these trucks come down to pit, he is going to keep stacking up positions.
So McCannon is down and away. Ellison continues to lead over Jensick, Johnson, Zimmerman, McAvoy, Cunningham, Herman, Hewins, Brandon, and Politis. And can any of these guys make it to the end of the race?
That's the big question there. Like, everybody who can is feeling a little better about their situation, but everybody who can't, like I said, you're going to see a lot of these backed off entries. A lot of guys just, you know, taking a little more of a, oh, heavy block there. Just trying to get out of the way. Lot different approach here with everybody's different strategy situation.
The Albert Hewins there falls behind the 35 of Bradley Brandon. The other thing to note here is, Dylan, even if, say, these two guys, they can make it to the end, Reese Schaefer is about to blow by them on fresh tires in about 2 laps. So it's almost all for naught if you can make it on fuel at this point in terms of trying to win the race. Now, you can still come out of here with a good finish if you can make it to the end. And there's a caution.
Wow. That changes everything. That really does.
Austin Purnell spinning down the back straightaway. Trouble in contact with teammate Logan Truitt.
I tell you what, if you were one of those trucks that was trying to make it on fuel and you had stayed out this whole time, you are going to want to come down and get some tires, because everybody else who pitted, they've got a few laps on them now, so you're going to want to come down and get some tires.
And now it is going to be time to sift through and try to find this incident as part of our Select Blinds Rec Replay. And here we go. Battling between Bobby Anderson and Austin Purnell. Logan Truitt up the road. Let's see where this is. This is entering turn 1. Alright, that was entering turn 3. So we're going to catch this a lap early so we can watch kind of all of this unfold. So here we go. The 3 teammates out of Jonathan Byer Racing. Oh no, Jordan Sailors washes up.
Ooh.
And he, oh my gosh, just walls the 36 and the 31. We have to go back and see what happened to Jordan Sailors there. That one's huge. Let's see what happened to the 39 machine. And he just washed up, made slight contact with the 36, and a major 3-truck accident. 2 Jonathan Byer trucks in that one.
You can see how far he turned left. He's definitely got some spindle damage. That truck might be a done deal for him. His night might be sealed.
Well, here we go. Pit lane has been opened. Many drivers have come down to pit lane. Brad Herman has not. And he has not pitted anytime recently. Reese Schaefer did not come down the pit lane. He's back in it. But the drivers behind him are not going to be on severely fresher tires. You have Gabriel Ellison, Sean Jensick. They came down to pit lane. Joshua Balliet, he did come down to pit lane, but he's down to 12th. This one is going to get wild. The leader is going to be out here on 30 lap old tires. The second place driver is going to be out here on 15 lap old tires. And everyone else is going to be on 4 fresh ones.
Yeah, it's going to be a gauntlet here. You're going to see a lot of 3 wide, a lot of people trying to navigate. If you're on those worn tires, you're going to want to try to get to the Highline as soon as you can.
While we have a moment, let's give a quick shout to our partner, Butt Kicker, our commercial partner here at the Speed Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Kansas Speedway here in virtual Kansas City, Kansas. And the field of 26 Speed Racing Network Glytch Truck Series vehicles are still all running. Well, 25 of them are. Logan Truitt still in the pit lane. Kyle Vincent Gilbert returned to racing action. But the leader is Brad Herman. The 85 machine has the field in his control. And racing once again from Kansas. 5 laps to settle it.
He needs to get up on that high line as fast as he can. There he goes. Ooh, stayed down low. I'm surprised. Yep,
Gabriel Ellison sifts through Schaefer and Herman, and Ellison now to the lead.
You can see those fresh tires coming into effect. Everybody's going for it here.
3 wide, maybe 4 wide as they come off of turn 4. Blocking, darting. Here we go. 4 wide. Schaefer trying to get to the outside of Jensic. They're going to wreck behind the 88 of Albert Hewins, and it's a big one. Massive accident off in turn 2. Truck on its side. The 38 of Ryan Johnson in massive trouble. And in a heap of debris, shower, and sparks.
A lot of good trucks taken out.
Absolutely. This one means overtime.
Yeah, you knew it was coming when you saw that 3 and 4 wide. It was getting hectic up there. Everybody was jockeying for position.
100%. You saw it coming. And here we go. We'll take a look at it. I mean, they were near 3, 4 wide approaching turn 1, and the whole field was packed up. It was only a matter of time. Look at the 35 of Bradley Brandon. Takes a jab there at the 88 of Albert Hewins. Hewins goes around. He gets sideways, collects. Looks like the 77 of Michael Politis. That's not even the accident. It's Johnson catches the apron. Oh, that wreck back there brought out the yellow. Johnson catches the apron, comes up in front of Herman and Schaefer. Wow. And both Herman and Schaefer on their side. Oh, my goodness.
You hate to see that for the 17. He made his way back up through the field several times tonight. That's heartbreak.
Oh my goodness. 2 trucks that led laps today on their side in this late race incident. I'll try to get this one from a different perspective. So there's truck starting to the wall. Johnson makes contact in a big time accident there. Junk him up for Johnson, Herman, and Schaefer. Unfortunately, though, that wasn't even the wreck that brought out the yellow. That happened back here with the 77 of Michael Politis getting sent to the outside wall. And we'll try to get a grasp of this one. There's Brandon and Hewins making contact, and Hewins down the track slams, just barely, I say clips the 77, and Politis a hard, direct impact to the right front on that outside wall. V8 there, Mark Moore nowhere to go as well. I mean, a massive accident.
When you get hit like that in the right rear in the middle of the corner like that, you're already committed on your entry. You're just a bystander at that point. There's nothing you can do to save that.
We'll take a look at this one. Some static shots around the track to get a look at the chaos that ensued here. Two separate accidents. Goodness gracious.
Close call right there, saving our camera.
Yeah. One more look at it. You're gonna see this one overhead. Both incidents. You'll see the second one, or the first one taking place on the right-hand side of your screen. Politis absolutely eats wall. And then here, two of the dominant trucks of the day. Goodness gracious. Back to it. Here's Johnson. Here's Schaefer. And here's the field.
Look who's climbed back up into that 7th spot.
Yeah, Balliet. He was lucky enough to avoid both of those accidents. Almost got clipped by Hewins on the way around. And then sifted through Herman and Johnson and Schaefer's incident. But now, I mean, the whole race is reset here. We have Ellison and Jensic on the front row. Connor Cunningham and Devin Zimmerman, 2 tank drivers that have been in the middle of the pack all day. Now they find themselves with a chance to get one here at Kansas. Third lane, the third row, we have Brian McAvoy and Bradley Brandon, who somehow narrowly escapes getting 2 torn up in that last caution. In that 4th row, we have Joshua Balliet and Doc Holliday up 15 spots where he started in that number 9 machine. And in that 5th lane, it's Branson McCannon and Albert Hewins, who we just saw it. I'm sorry, Bobby Anderson will start 10th. Albert Hewins starts 11th. And so, the field will be in the hands of the 27 machine of Sean Jensic. And the iRacing.com safety vehicle will find its safety in the pit lane. Ellison has the chance to elect when to go in the restart zone. And racing once again from Kansas, overtime tonight. Most of the field gets away in one piece. Ellison, Jensic, Connor Cunningham, the top 3. Cunningham with a run to the outside of the 29. Connor Cunningham trying to get his first SRN victory. 1 lap to go from Kansas.
Can he make it stick? He goes on that high side. He's going to get a run down the back.
Cunningham now has momentum on his side. What's he going to do with it? Balliet wants a piece of the action as well. Blocking. Ellison trying to hang on. Cuts Jensic off. Cunningham around the outside. Who's going to get here first? Side by side off in a corner. Cunningham trying to get there. But it's going to be Gabriel Ellison winning at Kansas.
What a drive by the 28.
A hard-fought battle there from Connor Cunningham. We get the results thrown up in our face. We'll get those in a moment. But what a great run to the checkers. Fantastic. Absolutely phenomenal way to close out that one. Gabriel Ellison, the one on top tonight. And with right to celebrate. And of Aeon's Motorsports. And looks like, I was going to say that might be it for his celebration, but he'll do a little bit more for us before we bring on up driver of the number 27 into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview and into EPI victory lane for tonight's race. We'll bring on up driver of the number 27, Gabriel Ellison, taking victory here in Kansas. Did you think you were going to get that one with 15 laps to go?
Oh, man, with 15 to go, I was feeling great. Me and Sean were cooking up that fuel strategy. We were fuel saving, doing the one stopper after the stage break. and that was going to be perfect. I mean, we were right on the money for fuel, and almost everyone else had already committed to stopping twice. So that caution was a heartbreaker, really, because we had a pretty easy one there. It turned into a hard fight after that. Those restarts got pretty crazy, but I'm really glad that I could pull it out.
And that last restart, while you had Sean right behind you, you had some hungry drivers like Connor Cunningham trying to get his first SRN victory, hot on your quarter panel. How did you stay calm? How did you keep yourself in it when it came down to that final run to the checkers?
Yeah, it was tough. That coming out of 2 on the white flag lap, they got huge runs on the bottom, and Cunningham was in the middle. And honestly, I had no damn clue where to put it. I couldn't decide. And last second, I just decided I would block the bottom and make Cunningham go around me. Where the tires weren't worn yet, the bottom was still really fast. So I just picked the bottom and got a good round of 4, and it ended up working out.
Now, Gabriel, this victory means you are locked in to the Speed Racing Network Glytch Truck Series playoffs. I know you never heard that terminology when it comes to Speed Racing Network, but Gabriel, back here in SRN competition, and you get yourself locked in fairly early in the season. How do you see yourself taking the rest of the season?
Yeah, that was a huge relief because I missed Daytona, and then at Vegas I ran like 30th. In Sonoma, I mean, I ran like 5th or 6th or something like that, but I was still like 30th in the points, so I kind of felt like I needed to win already. I already felt the pressure, so it's a huge relief. Rest of the season, I can just try to get some bonus points and just try to get some more wins.
Well, there it is, your race winner tonight with the Roasted Gems Coffee Toyota Tundra out of Aeons Motorsports, Gabriel Ellison, to victory lane here tonight at Kansas Speedway. Man, congratulations on that crazy victory there, fending off a hungry field of drivers, and best luck to you next week where we head to Milwaukee.
It sounds good. Thanks, guys.
And there it is, driver of the number 27 there, Gabriel Ellison. And I am excited to talk to this driver of the number 28, our second place finisher tonight, Connor Cunningham. Connor, what a drive there to the end. I know you came up one spot short, but that finish has got to be putting a smile on your face.
Yeah, man, it was one heck of a battle to try and see if I could go at him. The side draft kind of caught on me at the very end, but hey, man, I'll try something,
Gotta try something. I love it. I know, man, you were going for your first victory. This is your first start on the season here in the Glytch Truck Series for Tank Racing. I know it's kind of coming up here a little late into the season, but with a great run like this to start your season, how do you feel about what's coming up next for this 28?
It's kind of nervous. It's because I don't know if I'm gonna be as good as I was this race, which, be brutally honest, I didn't drive as good as I wanted, but I think I'll do all right for our team.
There you go, Connor. Next week is Milwaukee. What do you think of your chances there at the Milwaukee Mile?
I'm probably going to get wrecked out. Let's be real.
Well, that's a pretty positive outlook on how you're gonna do in Milwaukee, Connor. Dylan, you have anything to ask our second place finisher tonight?
Are you gonna carry any more momentum throughout the season on these similar, mile and a half style tracks? Is this something that you actually prefer? Is this track style?
More into the road courses kind of thing, but 1.5 miles are my second favorite. So we'll see what happens during this season, but yeah, I think the road courses are going to be my specialty.
Definitely a great drive, man. Good job tonight.
Thank you.
That's driver of the number 28, Connor Cunningham, with our second place finisher finish tonight. Congratulations, Connor, on the podium finish. Best of luck to you next week at Milwaukee.
Thank you.
And now we'll get to bring up driver of the number 29, finishing in the third position tonight, Sean Jensick. And Sean, that was a very crazy restart. Walk us through your thought process there once you took the green on that overtime restart to try to get one of you, either you or Gabriel, into victory lane tonight.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, I had Gabriel there counting me down, so I was able to get a really good restart. But man, I just did not expect that middle line to get such a big run there. So I was just trying to stick it on the bottom, and by the time I realized that middle line was so good, it was a little too late, and I was hugging that white line going down the back stretch on the final lap, so it really killed my entry there. So coming away with P3, we'll take it. I was hoping that would have stayed green. I mean, I'm sure Gabriel already said too, we had, a great fuel strategy there. We both would have made it to the end. But after getting that caution there, I can't complain with coming home P3.
Absolutely, and it seemed like that strategy kind of came out of nowhere. Everyone else who pitted on 64, even they had came down the pit lane once again, but you two had worked it out just right. Were you saving it at first then before the pit stop to make that number, or did it all come about after that after the green flag pit stop?
I mean, I wasn't saving that first stint at all up until probably about 10-15 to go. Gabriel came over the mic and said, "Hey, start saving. We can make this thing." So I saved enough there. I know I was dropping back. I let him get by me there. And I was just saving hard just to get squeezed out that extra lap and be able to make to my pit stall. So I did that. And once that caution came out, I was about half a lap to the good there. So I would have been totally fine. But no complaints going home P3 after that caution.
There it is. Third place finisher Sean Jensick. Dylan, you have anything to add or ask our third place finisher tonight?
No, man, all around a good run. Definitely strategy at this track is very, very key, especially when it's very hard to pass. You always want somebody in your corner, and being up there with, your teammate and everything like that, it really worked out. You ran a great race.
Thank you.
But there it is. Third place finisher Sean Jensen. Congratulations on the podium, Sean. Best luck to you next week at Milwaukee.
Thank you.
And there is our podium finishers for tonight's race here at the Kansas Speedway. It's now time to go through our race results tonight that I guess we were privy to a little bit of a preview to tonight here at Kansas. So let's head down. All right, let's look at them here. It's Gabriel Ellison with the top step on the podium tonight with that victory. Only half a tenth over Connor Cunningham, who was riding that quarter panel there to the checkers. Just couldn't get enough of that truck to pull up alongside Connor Cunningham in his first start for Tank Racing on the season. Sean Jensick finishes in third, right behind teammate Gabriel Ellison. Devin Zimmerman finishes fourth. Joshua Balliet in fifth, making it 3 tank trucks, 2 Aeon trucks in the top 5. Jonathan Byer first appears on this list, finishing in the 6th position with Bradley Brandon. Byron McDonald finishes 7th for 777. It's Branson McCann, the independent in the 11 truck tonight. Kyle Westwood finishes 9th in the 777 machine, and Doc Holliday in the 10th position. Now, Dylan, walk us through the next 10 drivers on our finishing results list, please.
You've got Bobby Anderson bringing home a strong 11th place finish. Behind him, Albert Hewins. 13th, Craig Schroeder. 14th, Gerald Poole. 15th, Mark Morton. 16th, Brian McEvoy. 17th, Tyler Markle. 18th, Lane Holzner. 19th, Austin Purnell. And 20th, Jordan Stalers.
And now we get to some of Heartbreaker's row here. 21st position, it is Brad Herman. He finishes 1 lap off the pace, but from then on, it is some tough breaks. Reese Schaefer, man, dominated today's race, and he'll finish 5 laps down, not representative of the pace he had in that 17 machine tonight. Michael Politis and Ryan Johnson out of Pilot, both 6 laps off the pace, involved in the same caution in 2 different accidents. Politis took a hard hit to the outside wall, and Ryan Johnson went up on his side, both on different ends of turns 1 and 2. Hopefully some better luck for them in the coming weeks. Logan Truitt bringing out that was part of that caution there that brought out the overtime restart that brought out the next the late race restart that brought out the next caution. Logan Truitt finishes 13 laps off the pace, and Kyle Vincent Gilbert, a driver who again was very fast today, and unfortunately caught some bad luck. I think in terms of internet, I would imagine that forced him out of the lobby. He'll finish 26, 20 laps off the pace. And definitely a lot of heartbreak there in Heartbreaker's row. But tonight, Dylan, it was my first time getting the joy to call a race with you tonight here at Kansas, and it was a very fun race. We got green flag racing, we've got green flag pit strategy, and we got some late race chaos and some crashes. Kind of walk us through what your thoughts of tonight's race were.
Definitely fun for all the viewers and everybody tuning in. Thank you again for tuning in and watching the race. It was very fun to commentate alongside you, but you know, you had everything here. You had strategy, you had drama, you had wrecks, you had a bunch of great passes, but you know, everybody can appreciate a good race like this.
Absolutely. While we're wrapping up here, got to give a shout out to all of our partners here at Speed Racing Network. Of course, a huge shout out to our series sponsors, Fiverr, Glytch, and Z-Grills. For Glytch, of course, use code SRN10 at checkout for 10% off of your Glytch products. Admin Box, of course, has been on your screen all day long. Use code SRN-BOX, that's BOXX, for 10% off of your Admin Box purchases. Of course, Butt Kicker, our commercial sponsor here for Speed Racing Network. EPI, of course, presenting our victory lane celebration, and Select Blinds with our wreck and incident replays tonight. Of course, got to give a shout out to all of our social media outlets. Our Facebook page at facebook.com/Speed Racing Network, our Twitter at Speed Racing Net, our Instagram at instagram.com/Speed Racing Network, youtube.com/Speed Racing Network, our Twitch channel at Speed Racing Net, LinkedIn at linkedin.com/company/Speed Racing Network, and of course, the website where you can find all of your series updates and points and all that jazz. You can find at speedracingnetwork.com. Well, Dylan, I think that'll do it for us here at Kansas Speedway. Thank you all for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. For all at Speed Racing Network, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow night when the Z-Grill Series heads to Kansas once again, or next Wednesday night when the Glytch Truck Series heads to the Milwaukee Mile.